All is one, everybody. As you're coming in, say hey and say where you're from so I know that you're here. And we'll get started in just a second. We'll give people time to get in here. If you're watching, subscribe to the channel, uh, like the video, make sure you make comments so that the algorithm picks it up. I had to do a little verification thing this morning because it said I had lost some of the features, and so and the way to help get some of these features back is to have positive influence over the community. So I need you guys to like, subscribe, comment, share, all the things so that it all pops up for other people and I can get my features back. I much appreciate it. Thank you. But how we do it today? I don't see any comments yet, so I'll give it some time. I wish I could play music, but it doesn't let me. If you have not seen the video that I'm referring to, you can literally just go to any of her social media platforms. I am going to play it once there's more people in here, but whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. So we're just gonna give it a couple of more minutes. Just not a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds to get people in here. I'm responding to some comments. So many comments that I didn't even see. So I'm responding to those while I wait for some more people to pop in. Hey y'all, all is one egg bay. So this is my egg bay, y'all. This is Priestess Oya Petu Ifawemimo. And she said, I honestly can't take these smells seriously when she went on Beyonce's internet to say she doesn't shower that often. Listen, I'm not gonna go too hard on the girl, okay? I'm not, because she is funny. Like when she's on TV and there's a camera and there's like wilding out type situations, I think she is actually very funny. All is one priestess. But I think that, and this is something we're going to talk about later. I think that she's using some stuff to do some stuff that she don't really need to do. Oh, I'm testing my new mic, by the way, too. How does it sound? Does the mic sound good? I'm about to go do something. I want y'all to tell me if you can still hear me, and if you can still hear me real good, because I'm back here turning this light off that I noticed was still on, and I'm gonna go get my water. Because I got this mic on. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Could y'all hear all that? Did y'all hear all that when I was getting my water and stuff? Chad, I got this thing on Amazon. It was great. I see two of you. There's a couple other people in here that they ain't say hi yet. Say hi so I know who you is. I don't know who you is if you don't say hi. Yeah, I got this little mic on Amazon, and I'm very happy with it. Hopefully y'all can't really hear me drink like that though. I just thought about that. Y'all can probably hear me swallow. So Egg Bay, Oya Petu, did you see her video? And Priestess, dang, I'm looking at your name. I'll just say what it say on here. Priestess Oridapo, did you see the video? Oh, hey Renee. Hey girl, hey. Oh, that's wonderful. Did you watch the video? Did anybody that's watching actually see the video, what she said? Because I kind of want to play it, but I kind of don't. Yeah, she was loud. That's how she is. She just talks kind of loud. That's just how she talks. Priestess said that she didn't see it, but I know what she said was some bullshit. A little bit. Renee did not see it. Okay, so I'm gonna play. All right, I'm gonna play it on my phone, and y'all can just listen. And that's what we gonna do. This is gonna be controversial. This is gonna be real controversial, but I don't care. I gotta get this off my chest, and I gotta let y'all know I cannot go into 2025 with people who are still looking forward to their daily horoscope. I can't do it. This war we fighting, I need some intercessors. Y'all over here carrying around sage. Y'all still got rose quartz. I get it. I used to have the rose quartz in my bra. Like, I'm gonna find me a nigga today. Yeah, this rose quartz, this rock gonna bring me my husband. I get it. I have been there. But what I'm saying is, I'm not there anymore. And nothing against the people who believe in that. Just as for me and what I need in my life, I don't need a tool. I need the blood. So if you ain't covered in the blood, hey, you can't go in next year with me talking about did you read your daily microscope? I don't give a damn about what the horoscopes say about Aries. What does Matthew 2 and 2 say? Can you pray? On them rocks, on them rocks and herbs. Do you know the Bible? Yeah. I'm leaving that in 2024. I'm leaving that in the past. If you cannot intercede on my behalf with the blood of Jesus and you do not carry the Holy Spirit, you don't carry the Holy Spirit, but you carry around herbs. If you don't get that dust out of my face and get in that prayer corner and pray for me, I need a friend. I need an intercessor. Jesus, on them rocks. This is gonna be controversial. Okay, so yes, she is loud. Jesus, she is loud. So let's start with the horoscope part. Okay, because we'll try and keep it in order. Okay, let's start. And I'm gonna go to my notes because I wrote some notes so that I don't do too much because y'all know I'll be doing way too much trying to talk. Okay, so first of all, for the most part, the only people that are looking at their daily horoscopes are completely new people. Like they don't have a spiritual mentor. They're new to their spiritual practice. They are just trying to figure some stuff out. They are trying to make sense of the madness that is life. And so they are looking for something that they can put an anchor to. Those are typically the only people that are looking at daily horoscopes, okay? They don't have access to someone who actually studies astrology. And again, like I said, they don't have access to a mentor. And basically, the daily horoscope thing is just like a person, and now it's more likely just AI, just doing a general reading for the general energy of that sign for that day, and then posting it, okay? In whatever way that it's coming, whatever app or, website, whatever is doing it. There's sometimes you can go into certain papers and they'll have it. I think the Chinese horoscope thing, they have like a whole book where you can look at it and it's like your daily horoscope based on your sign, blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing, okay? But that does like the general energy. It's far more accurate to do like a daily journal. And then if you notice a pattern, kind of like check in on the celestial events of that day or that time period to see if there's any actual influence. Now, this is most common like around the full moon, okay? We'll take full moon as an example. There's a tendency for humans to act a little crazy, during the full moon. And they're more likely to give into like the intrusive and cardinal thoughts. And the word lunatic actually comes from Luna because it's like an ancient theory, like way back thousands of years, where people, have been known to act a little weird around the full moon. This is also likely to be, men are especially susceptible, and this is likely to be where the werewolf lore kind of came from, okay? Retrograde is another thing, okay? So retrograde of planets is like super popular. We always talk about Mercury's in retrograde, Jupiter's in retrograde. So what does that actually mean? So retrograde is when a celestial body appears to move in reverse. So we're going to use Mercury as an example. Mercury moves around the sun faster than Earth does, but when it's in retrograde, it appears to actually move backwards because it's moving slower than Earth. So instead of going like this, it's going actually slower. And so it looks like it's going backwards from our perspective. Okay. That's the best I can do with my hands, y'all. And I didn't know I was that coordinated to do it like that in the first place. Okay. I'm getting older. Pray for me. It's the vitamins. The vitamins are helping my brain. It's the herbs. They're helping my brain. Anyway, we'll get to that later. So like I said, it's moving faster and it's moving slower and when it's in retrograde, so it looks like it's moving backwards. It isn't. And I took an astrology course a couple years ago from someone who was within our community, someone who is actually like very revered in that field. And she's also done some work with the family of Dr. Sebi, because she also is really into like health and wellness, and like she has a degree in that field. And so this is not somebody who just like went online and looked up stuff or read a couple books. Okay. So when she was doing her astrology course, because it was a 4-part course, she said that whatever that planet rules when it's in retrograde will be lacking. So in the case of Mercury, which typically rules communication, this is when communication will be off. So they'll have a lack of technology. Like technology will be all of the dumb. Okay. Stupid technology is one of my favorite things to say. But like the internet will be weird. Social media will be weird. These apps will be weird. Phones will be weird. How you communicate with people in general. There'll be a lot of more misunderstandings, a lot of arguments, a lot of confusion amongst friends, family, and especially like relationships, co-workers, that type of thing. So there's that, right? But instead of looking at daily horoscopes, really it's your birth chart. A birth chart is a much better way at understanding what is going on with you as a person. So how you communicate, how you live, how you argue, how you think, all of that is in your birth chart. And most people only pay attention to like their sun sign, and that is like a super huge mistake. I'm not going to make this an astrology class, but I have to explain because this was such an uneducated viewpoint. That's the nicest way I can say it. So daily scopes will apply to you it'll apply to you more if you have a stellium in your sign. A stellium is when you have 3 or more placements of that sign, specifically your sun sign. So like I am a Leo stellium. I have a Leo Mercury and a Leo Mars. What does that mean? And a Leo sun. So what does that mean? So we'll start with Mercury. Mercury's planet of communication, like I said, right? So that does communication, mental and nerve processes, writing, advice, research, learning, and listening. So basically, I can be as dramatic as a thespian in a Shakespearean play if I want to be, because that's how I communicate. If I have something to say, I'm probably going to say it, and it may be dramatic, just like I'm doing here. But this is who I am as a person, okay? This is like not for the cameras. I'm actually like this way. People who know me in person know that. I'm a tad bit extra when I'm talking. But that's what it means to have a Leo and Mercury, right? I also have my Leo and Mars. So Mars is the planet of war, warriors, action, awareness, survival, sexual drive, willpower, and motivation. So for me, that means that I take my roles as a leader and, you know, whatever I'm doing, my job, whatever it is, I take it seriously. I will stand on whatever the hell I said, and I'm going to make it do what it do. Okay. That's what that means. So your sun sign is how you present yourself. Your moon sign is how you emotionally manipulate or appeal to others, because it's not always the negative type of manipulation, right? And then it can also show your generational curses as well in your moon sign. And then your rising sign is how you project yourself to others. It's how you come across with your body, style, and image. So I am a Leo sun, a Taurus moon, and a Virgo rising. If you don't know what those things mean, that's fine. Just look it up. And like I said, birth charts are not foolproof, but they help a lot. They can really, really help a lot. And then human design can help too, but we're not about to talk about human design. So let me go back and see what type of comments that y'all done put up here. Let's see. She's loud and ignorant. Nothing about her is funny. So is she just rebranding to appeal to Black Christians? We finna talk about that. Give me a minute. Stick a pin in that, okay? Oh my God, I thought that was that old lady comedian Charlene. No, that's not her. And I know who you're talking about. And hi, Priestess, how you doing? Renee, I know exactly who you're talking about. Dang, and I can't remember what the name of her channel is, but she's the one that wears like the gray wig and always has on some usually like some slacks and a blouse. And yes, you have to say slacks and a blouse based on how she is dressed. She is really like my age. I'm 39, so she's about my age. But it's the Christy Show. That's what it is. It's the Christy Show. That's what the name of that one is. She is actually really, really funny. And I love her. And she has, that character's name is Charlene, and I absolutely love it. You're right. So yeah, but no, that wasn't her. So the first part about her video is just, I was going to give her that. Okay. I was going to let her live with if you're looking at your daily horoscopes, I just can't, because it can be a little bit annoying when, that's all people look at and care about, and that's all they talk about is their horoscope and their daily horoscope, much less. I can understand the irritation that could cause, because I'd be a little bit irritated too. So that first part, I was willing to like let it slide or whatever. But then she started talking crazy. And like I said, I actually like follow Simone. I've been following her for a long time, and I kept my mouth shut during the whole plagiarism situation, because I didn't do any research into it to see what was going on. But child, okay. So, and when you look at that video, I'm not gonna play it again, but when you go and look at that video, like she looks like she's going through something, like mentally. She doesn't seem like she's actually okay. Like, I know what the videos say, and she's trying to project this persona, like she's, you know, new year, new me, not taking people into the new year, whatever. But she actually seemed like she was going through something, and I watched her enough to where that video seems a little bit off. Like her personality seems a little bit off in that video. But I'm not about to psychoanalyze her. So anyway, let's go. Let's do the crystals, okay? Let's do crystals. So first of all, before we even start talking about crystals in the Bible, crystals and gemstones have a long tradition of being used for healing. In contemporary practice, there are two main ways in which they are used, both of which have parallels in much older traditions across the world. The first method can be called the spiritual healing paradigm. Here, crystals, especially clear quartz stones, are used to channel, direct, and amplify energy from the healer or from the spiritual realms with which the healer works. Healing energy is mentally directed through the stone, which amplifies and clarifies the healing potential. Some North American Indian healers, I hate that they use that name, whatever. This is an older book. This is the book I'm reading from, okay? And I have real books. Anyway, some indigenous to the United States healers use quartz in this way to diagnose a problem and then remove it. In these instances, the crystal may or may not come into contact with the patient. Very often, only 1 or 2 crystals are used. The second method of crystal healing can be called the resonance placement paradigm. And then the book goes on to explain that. So look up the resonance placement paradigm and the spiritual healing paradigm. And I don't do Reiki, but I know for a fact, hi, yeah, all is one. I know for a fact that in Reiki, some practitioners also use crystals for that. And if you ever had a Reiki session, you know that it works and you feel better. So like, to say that crystals don't work is absolutely crazy. I have another book. So this one is called Healing Crystals. So she specifically said that she was using rose quartz. I'm gonna find me a nigga. I'm gonna find my husband today. And then she did the whole rubbing of her bra thing, right? So okay, so my egg bae is a Reiki practitioner and she uses crystals in hers. Thank you for adding that. So let's talk about this rose quartz, okay? So she said she was using rose quartz to find a man, okay? That's not how rose quartz works. So she already started with ignorance in her entire plan. Her entire plan was ignorant and uneducated. And when I say ignorant, I don't mean like the degrading form of ignorant. I mean like it was really just, she was out here willy-nilly just doing whatever. She wasn't actually looking into any of the things that she was doing. And this is a lot of times what happens when people go back and lean into Christianity real strong is because they're involving themselves in a practice, a spiritual practice, but they're not actually taking the time to be a part of the practice and learn the practice and learn all the things that come with it. And so they're doing little things in little spurts, trying to grab onto something because they want this quick fix. They want a microwave situation. And that's not how any of this works. It's not even how Christianity works. So it's beyond odd to me that she would even do that in the first place. And here's what my Ia said. Crystals don't bring you your husband. They help balance the energy you emit so that the stank aspects of your energy don't repel him. Okay? All right. So we're going to read it from the book. So this one is called Healing Crystals, okay? Because remember, I have real books, okay? Because I just don't look up things, right? So anyway. So page 146 of this book. Rose quartz. This is Healing Crystals for the Body, Mind, and Spirit. This is chapter 12, Crystals for Emotional Well-Being. Okay, so rose quartz. This master healer is a heart chakra opener. Taken at this level of healing, rose quartz provides self-support and asks you to move forward, leave the past, and step into your spiritual glory. Okay, that's that part. So then there's the next page, talks about the 12 love stones, okay, which rose quartz is one of them, but not for the reason that you think. So rose quartz, the number 1 love stone. Rose quartz opens the heart for love and gives love to the wearer who might otherwise have trouble giving love to himself or others, him or herself. Rose quartz shows you the power of love conquers all. This crystal brings softness to hardened hearts, teaching you to trust. It dispels negative emotional states such as despondency and possessiveness and promotes harmonious relationships. Rose quartz is very calming and loving. I also consider this like a nurturing stone. So if you have, and this is something I put in one of the comments, I said she was so busy trying to get a nigga, but she wasn't trying to heal those mother wounds that she has. Okay, she wasn't trying to heal any generational harm, like generational trauma that she has built up inside her heart chakra that has caused her to act crazy when it comes to a man. And if you've seen any of her previous content, although yes, it's all jokes, in many ways it isn't. Okay, and she actually talks about that a few times. So like she was using the crystal and her intentions were completely off of what the crystal actually does. So she's trying to do one thing and the crystal is like, no, that's not what's happening. And so she's at odds with nature, literally at odds with nature. Ia said, if you're looking for a rock to fix you, baby, you're gonna be in this loop for lifetimes. Listen, they're gonna keep sending you back to Earth because you're looking for specifically just the rock. Like there are other things that you have to do. Usually, how most people use crystals is they use them in meditation or something like that. So all things work together for the good for those who love the Lord. Amen. Ashe ayu bobo. Okay. You have to understand that all is one. So when you have crystals, you can use them just fine. Know what the crystal actually does. Don't just go grabbing crystals. Oh, this is the love crystal. No, be specific. You need to actually know what the crystals do. Look them up. I have books on books on books on books on books. Okay. Like, so this is the birthstone book, okay, that I have. Now, she was born in April, okay? So she is actually an Aries. She's born April 5th, 1990. She is an Aries, okay? But the birthstone for April is diamond. So what she should have been using actually was her own birthstone, because the birthstone uses are, you're feeling anxious. Diamond is believed to assist in relieving anxiety, fears, and overactive imaginations, and can help prevent nightmares. Diamond is a stone of relationships. It brings love and clarity into a partnership and is a symbol of loyalty and commitment. So really, once she got into a relationship, she could have been meditating with some diamonds. And that is another reason why diamond is what you typically give for marriage. But I digress. She was using the crystals all wrong. So when you are using crystals, find a crystal that matches the intention in which you are trying to convey, emote, become, whatever that is. Meditate with it, put your intentions into it, and use that as a reminder. So like I don't have them in me right now. They're sitting over on the altar. But I usually have crystals in my bra. Okay. My godmother, she sent me this funny little gift where it was two boobs and it said left boob, right boob, crystals. And that is me pretty much every day. Okay. There's something in here, okay, close to me, keeping me together in alignment. But when I feel some type of way, y'all may see me like rubbing, it's because the crystal is right there. And no, I'm not itching. No, I ain't dirty. I'm usually just rubbing the crystal because it's a reminder. It's like a security blanket. It's like a binky. Okay. It's like, okay, I need some ancestral support. So my little ancestor stone may be right here. I have a ring that I wear that was my uncle's. And so, you know, when I'm feeling some type of way about some stuff and I feel like I need some of my dearly departed around me, I'll rub on that. And then there's another crystal that goes over here when I need some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. When I need to be calm, cool, and collected, I might rub on this side. So they go on certain sides for certain reasons, and they all have certain meanings. So yes, I'm carrying crystals all the way into 2025, and I will carry crystals all the way into whatever year it is until my last year, because they do have significance. They do have power. You just have to know how to use them properly, and you can't use them alone. You still have to do the work. And that's what this whole entire journey is about. You still have to do the work. You can't put everything into the horoscope. You can't put everything into the crystals, and you can't put everything into the herbs. So how are we feeling right now? There's a couple more people in here. Hey y'all. How are we feeling about them crystals? And I'm going to go back to this point too. I'm about to put this back up on the screen because we really need to talk about this. This is something that we really need to talk about. So I kind of said this, I touched on this earlier. Sometimes when people go into spirituality, they don't go in any one direction. So they don't know what they're actually doing. They just kind of like grab onto bits and pieces of different spiritual practices, and then they try to make something happen. And then when it doesn't, they're like, oh, see, that's because that was demons. That wasn't God. It wasn't of God. And so then they go back to Christianity. Now, I don't have a problem with people looking into stuff like, okay, what's this over here? What does this mean? How does this work? And doing that. I think that that's normal. Like, we're inquisitive by nature, right? So, I think it's important that we do that. Like, you need to look into other things. You should never have such tunnel vision where all you see is this one thing and you're not willing to even at least understand from a place of empathy where other people are coming from different walks of life. That's how we end up with bigotry and anti-feminist laws and anti-LGBTQ laws and anti-everybody laws, okay? And that's how we also end up with religious persecution, which they're really good for that. They're super good at religious persecution, okay? So like we really have to be careful. It's so unfortunate and irresponsible that she spoke negatively against proven ancient science. There is that. So like Christians, and specifically, they like to demonize other practices, right? Especially the ancient practices. So we'll just talk about crystals, right? And herbs, because that's what she was talking about. So with crystals, there's crystals in your phone. So if you don't like crystals, if you think crystals are the devil, don't use your cell phone. Also, don't use a car because in your engine, there are crystals. Don't use a computer. There's crystals in that too. And I don't want to see you wearing jewelry with crystals in it because it's crystals. It's diamonds. They're the devil, remember? So you can't say it's okay in one regard and then say it's not okay in another just because the other one seems benign and friendly and it's pretty and glittery and the other one doesn't. If you don't like herbs, why are you drinking tea? Why do you drink herbal tea? I'm confused. Don't we drink herbal teas because like chamomile helps us sleep, lavender helps us chill? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you don't like herbs, then you shouldn't be drinking tea. Priest Soya Petu said, right, run me them devil diamonds. Listen. And yes, she did, Priestess. She added herbs to her rant. So all the herbal remedies, okay? Don't be trying to drink no elderberry syrup, okay? Don't drink cough medicine because there is a lot of cough medicine that has natural remedies in it. There's a couple of cough medicines that have elderberry. They have like elderberry cough medicine. And if y'all been following me a while, y'all know that I love me some enchanted elderberry syrup, okay? It's delicious. My boyfriend just asked for some the other day, and he asked for some more fire water too, because it knocks them colds out real quick. I don't want to hear about you drinking no hottie toddies, okay? Because that's herbs, okay? No tinctures, nothing, none of that, because that's all herbs. Don't burn no incense, because it's the intention of the herbs in which they put into it. Like this was so irresponsible. Like irresponsible at best. Like I don't want to say it was malicious. And like I said, if you actually look at the video, it does look like she's going through something. Like I said, I followed her for a while. I'm not going to psychoanalyze her, but something's going on. Something is really going on with her mentally for her to be so upset. And back to the Black Christian point, I don't even think it's just Black Christians. I think a lot of people use Christianity as a stepping stone into fame. They use it because it's popular. Just like they hop on to and latch on to Israel. Okay, there's a lot of people who latch on to Israel because they don't want to be seen as anti-Semitic. So they won't speak against Israel because of that. Even if they don't agree, you'll never hear them say anything bad, and they will actually like really defend Israel to the death. Okay. Simply because they believe that saying anything against Israel will be something bad. That's not how any of this works. However, whatever. So yeah, I think people use spirituality as a stepping stone. They use it as a way to manipulate people into liking them. Like, oh, I'm a good Christian. therefore you should like me. And they know that Christians will spend a bag. Okay, if Christians believe in you and they support you, they will spend a bag. Look at all these churches that are in poor areas that are operating fine. The pastor is doing good. The pastor got a cute little Lexus or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But the people in the church ain't really got nothing. But they believe that they have to give those tithes because that's what the Bible tells them to do. So I think it's less Christianity and more the people that are in it that have really harmed the reputation of Christianity, to the points where now people have church hurt, right? And we've talked about church hurt a million times in a million different ways in a million different classes. I'm going to have a class that I do at some point about it. I started writing and I haven't got to the point where I feel comfortable like actually teaching it yet. But that's really what happens. And they at some point will feel manipulated by Christianity. And that's why they leave. And then they end up rebelling and going into spirituality. And then they end up delving in things that they don't understand. And when stuff hits the fan, because they've done all this stuff, they've opened doors that they don't know how to close, to spirits they don't understand. And they think that they have some entitlement and right to just do whatever just because they're used to in Christianity. They want everyone to come and they want to convert everybody. They want the whole world to be Christian. And most of these other practices, like in ATRs and EFI don't want everybody. No. That's not how it works. Hoodoo don't want everybody. Voodoo don't want everybody. They want the people who are called, the people who are going to do the work, the people who are supposed to be there. But we don't have no problem with anybody who chooses to be Christian or chooses to practice Kabbalah or Hinduism, whatever. You do what your soul is calling out for you to do, but do it respectfully. This was not respectful because do you know the Bible? Girl, do you? You can literally just Google. Go to your search engine and type in crystal references, type in herbal references in the Bible. Like it is commonly associated with Jesus that he was a shaman, okay? He was a healer and he used herbs. But you know, nobody really, when you go and you actually read the Bible to people who read the Bible, they oftentimes miss some things. Or they do what people do with Orange Daddy. Y'all know who Orange Daddy is. Don't play. They do what they do with Orange Daddy, where they're like, well, it didn't really mean this. This is actually what it meant. So they try to reinterpret something and skew it to make it seem differently than what it actually said. Like, some things are really just black and white in the Bible. And then they go around and be like, but this is what it actually meant. This was allegory. This was a metaphor. This was symbolic. But then they take other things literally and they expect to see a serpent when the world ends. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand. It makes no sense to me. And they be paying no taxes on them megachurches. Yep, there's that too. Jesus was turning water into wine, so he's gonna have a problem with alcohol too. And there's that, and there is that. There's like so many instances. Like if we really went through the Bible, maybe that's one thing we'll do as a community. We'll sit down. We're gonna have to get Priestess Ifa Kemi Oshun Kamibi, because she is our Bible scholar. Her and Priestess Ajay Aigbe. Them is the Bible scholars, okay? We're going to have them go through and pick apart every single Bible verse, child, and just break it down for us. Because there's some very good content in the Bible. The Bible is amazing content. And it is a great guideline, right? Morally, it's a great guideline. The problem is people don't ever apply what's actually in the Bible to their real life, as far as the parts about self-accountability. They want to blame the devil for everything. They want to blame other spiritual practice. They want to blame the crystals. They want to blame the herbs. They want to blame the candles. They want to blame, I don't know, child, salt. They just want to blame everything. Blame the chakras. They want to blame meditation. They want to literally blame everything except for their own self and their self actions. And I can't get with that. And that's why Christianity doesn't resonate with me. Not necessarily because of what's in the Bible itself, but because of how the people act. And that's why a lot of people leave Christianity. And I really wish it wasn't that way, because I think that it could help a lot of people. I think everybody needs something to believe in, for the most part, unless you're atheist and you really don't care, whatever, that's your business. But everybody else pretty much needs something to believe in. And I think Christianity could do really good work if Christianity minded its fucking business. Because it don't be minding its business at all. So how are we feeling, y'all? How are we feeling about these herbs and these crystals? Like I said, I was going to let her live about the horoscope thing, because it is annoying when people really just do their daily horoscope and they're always talking about their horoscope and nothing else, and they live their whole life on just their horoscope. Yes, I get it. That is very, very annoying. But like, we really need to, the other things need to be addressed. Do you pray? Yes, we pray. And this thing where somehow people think that people, in especially ATRs, don't pray, like we don't believe in a creator, is absolutely crazy. That again shows your willful ignorance about what it is that's actually going on. Of course we pray. Like, what? We still believe in a creator, but we pray to Olodumare, which is the name we use for God. That is their name for us. Olodumare. We also pray to our ancestors, because our ancestors are our intercessors. Okay, our ancestors are our intercessors. They are the ones that are manipulating the energy daily, regularly for us. When we go and we pray about that man and his ashiness, or we pray about these kids and their craziness, or we pray about the job and all those other things, it is our ancestors that are really doing the work for us. And your job as a descendant is to task them with things for them to do, so they can get their ascension wherever they are, and they can move on and either come back so they can get whatever lessons they didn't get, or they can ascend and become an elevated ancestor, and then they don't have to come back to this ghetto place. But I digress. And yes, we pray into water. We thank water. Water gives us life. Water purifies us. Water cleanses us. Water gives us clarity, because it removes all the bullshit out of the way. Yes, we listen. They be praying about these ashy individuals, not just the men, because it's ashy women too, and ashy non-binary people as well. People are ashy. Earth is ghetto. Earth is ghetto. But yeah, like, we pray to the earth because earth sustains us. It gives us food. So yes, it's like being thankful. Like when we say grace, most people say grace and they think it's, we're saying it to God, right? Jehovah specifically is what they're thinking about. No, we are thanking the food itself. Everything has life, and so we are just showing our thankfulness to all the life around us. Like, everything has life. This damn keyboard has life, and I am grateful for this keyboard, because my keyboard on my Chromebook don't have no caps lock, and this has a caps lock, and I like to type in all caps sometimes. So I am grateful to this keyboard for the work that it does for me. I'm grateful to this mouse, okay? Because this little touchpad thing, I don't like it. It's stupid. That's not my thing. I don't like it. I'm grateful for this big old cup that I got from Dollar Tree, because it holds a lot of water and it's good and cold, and I'm thirsty. See, it's doing its job. I love it. That's what spirituality really is. It's being noticing all the things in nature, noticing all the life in nature, understanding that God is in everything. God isn't just at the church. God isn't only present when you're praying. The creator is in everything. Every single thing. And so to be thankful for all those things and verbally say how thankful you are to that thing is being grateful to God. Full stop. But people don't really understand that part of spirituality. They think we are some lawless people, some lawless and godless people who just go around doing whatever, hexing people, doing love spells, throwing work at people, mojo bags, burying people in graveyards, all the things that people think are happening. And that's not actually what we're doing. And most of the time, at least in my practice and in our community, we are praying. And a lot of times there's a lot of praying on the floor, ugly face crying. That's what we're doing. It's a lot of praying, okay? A lot of meditating, a lot of self-reflection. My godmother always says, it's always me. It's always me. I am always at the center of the problem, because either I am perpetuating it and allowing it to happen, or I'm creating it. And so it's always me. And that's really what this life and this walk is about. It's not about the crystals. It's not about the herbs. It's not about the horoscopes. All those things are important and can work for you if you know how to use them. But that's not actually what this is about. And yes, it's the praying. So much praying. So yes, we do know how to pray. And yes, we do know the Bible in most cases, and we use the Bible in our work. We use the entire book of Psalms. We use Proverbs and almost everything. Between those two books alone, we use the work. My godmother is literally a reverend. Okay, her father was a deacon. Okay, she come from the church. A lot of us came from the church. We know the Bible. Okay, we done been baptized in the blood. Okay, we done sipped on First Communion Sunday. Okay, we know. We know the Bible. We do, in fact, know the Bible. And that is why we are where we are now, because we took the personal accountability from the Bible and decided to do better with it. That's all. That's all. Boom, Bible, bones, and tarot, all of it. Yes. Yes, we do. Oh, we use the Bible. Oh, yes, we do. Listen. We do. And that's not a dig necessarily. It's just that it has been, I don't even know how this happened, but at some point it was no longer mandatory for Christians to read the Bible. They only get the Bible on Sundays and from whatever that person up in that pulpit says. But like during the week, or they have Bible study, so they'll like learn a story. You know, they learn the story of Job. You know, they know about Ruth. They know that they want to be waiting for their Boaz. They know about Noah's Ark, but they only know it from that. They only know it from the skewed perspective that is in the Bible. Okay, so that's the first problem. But however, we're not even going to get into that. Look up Priestesses of Mommy Water. I'll say that. Anyway, but they don't actually learn and apply it. Whereas in hoodoo, for example, which is part of my practice, when we get that Bible out, oh, we applying. I will make a place. God will make a place for you in front of your enemies. Okay, that's what we use when we need to overcome obstacles. When somebody plays too many games with us, we go into Psalms. Okay, we're going to Psalms. We're going to pull out these Bible verses. We are going to say them 5 times a day. We are going to write them on candles. We are going to write them on our mirror. We are going to do so many things with these Bible verses. Okay, we're going to have them underneath our pillow. We're going to put them in a sachet with some herbs and some crystals, and we're going to carry it around. And maybe once a month or so, we're going to pray into that sachet, and we might cry into it, get some little tears in it, because that's the water. Okay, yeah, that's the water. that brings life. So we're bringing life to this prayer by crying into the sachet. That's just the way that you can use it. I'm just saying, like we really are about this life and about this work. So there's that. Oh, listen. I have a couple of these. So my uncle passed away a couple months ago, and he had a lot of things from my grandmother's house. So I have one of her Bibles that she like actually has handwritten notes in. It's sitting on her shelf on her altar right now. Don't play with me. I haven't had the need to open it yet, but don't play with me because I will. It's got her handwriting in it. And her birthday's the day before mine. Man, y'all can't tell me nothing. Y'all really can't. So yeah, how y'all feeling? Light up this chat. How y'all feeling? Do you feel like she is using this as a way to get more followers and get more Christian followers and potentially get more money? Because like I said, Christians will spend a bag. Okay, if they believe in you and they believe in that you are this Christian pious person or whatever, they're gonna spend a bag because they're gonna think they're doing the Lord's work. The Christian church, the church period, not just the Christian church, because Catholics definitely do it and Judaism definitely does it. They definitely manipulate people with money. They manipulate people into giving their money, and that's why the Catholic Church specifically is so rich. Okay, they are rich. They have so much money. Half of it is things that they stole, and the other half is things they have been given because they have manipulated people into thinking that you can buy your way into heaven. And that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. But that's where we are. Priestess Oridapo, aka Priestess Omoshule, says yes, riding the wave. Priestess Oya Petu says, I thought she was doing this because her ex-friend is a Christian and is essentially getting a bag without her. Ooh. Are you talking about the one that she used to have the podcast with? The darker skinned girl? Because it was her and the darker skinned girl, and I don't know why I can't remember her name. But I always thought she was so pretty. I'm like, oh, she's so pretty. Damn, she's so pretty. Why is she so damn pretty? She's so pretty. But yeah, that was really her platform at first. And then B. Simone started being more Christian in a way, because she still be cussing and talking crazy. But, as far as other things, she started talking about the Bible more. She started talking about the blood of Christ more and all those types of things. But she said, yeah, I think that's her. But she really wasn't on that until then. And then they separated. And you will have to go and follow her to find out why, because I don't remember the real reason. But it was some stuff, because they were best friends for a very long time. And then they started doing the podcast. And I think some of their differences really got a microscope behind the scenes. And I believe at one point there was some times where one of them wasn't there for the other. They weren't being very Christian. Okay. And there was some selfishness on the part of one or both of them. And so they are no longer friends. But yeah, but she was always that very Christian part of the show. And it was clear at the time that B. Simone was more of like, I don't want to say unhealed because that's not right, but she is definitely unhealed. But she was more of the not quite there yet part. Like, she believed in God, but she had some things she had to work on before she can get there. That was kind of like her role originally. Not devil's advocate, but like she was God's still working on me type part of the podcast. She was like the relatable part of their podcast. And the other woman was more of the, I am very secure in my stance and in my practice and in my beliefs. And so I use those, and that's how I come through to other people. Yeah. There's so many things. We got quite a few people in here. So people I ain't heard from yet. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that she was really just using that as a, is she using Christianity as a tool to get money? Is she using Christianity as a tool because she didn't do what she was supposed to do when she was trying to be spiritual? Like, she was grabbing at stuff, and because she probably didn't have a mentor, is that why she kind of fell back on Christianity because it's safe and she knows it? I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Thank you all for joining me. This has been an enlightening conversation. I really was going to do like a pre-recorded type video, but then my boyfriend came home last night and he played a video where then when he was like, you know, if you don't like rocks and crystals, don't stay away from your cell phone. Like ancient civilizations, like, so like the pyramids used to have crystals at the top, and they used that to magnify the energy. They would have whole obelisks that were made of crystal or, you know, a very specific type of material, so they can help heal the community and help keep the community positive and moving forward. And so to say that they don't work is just absolutely crazy. Priestess of Moshula says, yeah, I think she's just looking for a fix. And like I said, she looks like she's unwell. She's not in the best mental state right now. And so I'm not gonna completely bash her. And like I said, I do follow her. I've been following her for like decades because she was supposed to be in the Aaliyah biopic. So if you actually look at her, she looks a lot like Aaliyah. And y'all know that I love Aaliyah real bad. Name a child after her and everything. I got so many shirts and sweaters and hoodies with Aaliyah on them. Some of my tattoos, I made sure I got similar tattoos to her. On my very first tattoo, she has a dove on her back. My very first tattoo was a dove. But yeah, so that's why I started following her. And then, you know, Wild 'N Out came out. And I'm like, okay, she's kind of funny. Okay. And then things got weird. And they got weird recently, and it just makes me sad. Like if Aaliyah had the chance to get older and she was a little bit thicker, because Aaliyah was real skinny, like they look a lot alike. And if you go to especially some of her older pictures, she actually purposefully does photo shoots in an Aaliyah-esque type way. Like for Halloween, she did one. She did one for her birthday. Like they're in there. And like when she was auditioning for the role originally, when the movie was supposed to come out, like right after Aaliyah died. So this is like 2004 or something like that. She did a whole photo shoot as a way to try and get her way like in the door. And I mean, she looked just like her. Like she looked just like her. So yeah, you really have to, yeah, not like in the video that I just showed, no. But if you look at some of her actual like professional photos, she looks just like her. And there's some pictures where people don't know the difference. And I'm like, that's not an Aaliyah picture. That has to be Simone. They're like, how can you tell? Because I'm obsessed with Aaliyah. That's why I've seen every picture. It's very hard for me to find a picture that I have not seen of Aaliyah. And that's usually something that either Rashad or Diane released more recently. But all them pictures that was released around the time that she had passed away, child, I saw them all. All of them. Every single last photo shoot. Obsessed since 1994. I'm an OG fan. Always and forever. Anyway. Enough about Aaliyah. This wasn't about her. And my godmother says always big stuff about Beyonce. Well, no, it's actually Aaliyah first. And then Beyonce a second. And we won't even bring her into it, other than the fact that I just said her name, but whatever. I think that her words were not her true feelings. She sounds confused and in a state of chaos. I agree. She probably backed down from her spiritual journey because she reaped unexpected consequences. Agree. Very well said, Renee. Thank you. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I agree with every single part of this. Like I said, she sounds like she is going through something. And from what I can see of her and what she was doing in her spiritual journey, because that rose quartz reference alone I was like, what? You were using rose quartz for what? I missed the rest of the video. I had to go back and watch it again because I'm like, that's not how rose quartz works. Why are you doing that? So it's clear that she did not have any type of mentor. She wasn't doing the legwork. She wasn't doing the research. And it was like she was just Google, or she was just like hearing word of mouth, or like Googling random shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't actually practicing anything. She was just grabbing at straws, trying to make stuff work. Ia said she agrees. Yeah, she sounded simple to me, and I wasn't surprised the rocks in her bra didn't work for her. Yeah, because it just doesn't work. Google told her rose quartz is for finding a man and ran with it. Shaking my head. Absolutely. And I don't even think that Google said it. So my boyfriend and I, every night or every other night or so, we watch some of these weird, like crazy videos on this here Red app with the thing. And we watch like some of the crazy videos, like the conspiracies and stuff like that, right? Or like is this real? And more than likely it's definitely like some type of AI or Photoshop or whatever. So we watch all those. So I see a lot of the crazy stuff. And I can see how someone who, again, doesn't have a mentor and isn't grounded in their practice can be misled by the public, because they're looking on TikTok. They're looking on that clock app, okay? They're looking on this app. And they're not looking at people who actually have any type of sanity in most cases. And it's misleading people. And it's so horrible, because there's a lot of great people who are putting out great information. There's a lot of good information. The internet can be used, and social media can be used, and these here apps can be used to really like learn and grow and understand. But unfortunately, there is so much misinformation. And if you don't have a mentor, it's very easy to get misled. Like if I thought something was true, and I have a godmother, she's in the comments, and I would be like, yeah, what's this? And she practices. So she is actually like, she studies theology across the board. Every single practice that has existed on this planet that we know things about, she has at least read a little bit about it. Okay. So when we have our conversations, she is coming from a place of well-roundedness, because she has seen and heard and experienced and been to these places and talked to people, had the interviews with people, and she's like really sat down with the locals and asked questions and been educated by people who are really doing whatever it is that she's in researching, or wherever community she's in at the moment. And so her and I can have these conversations, and I know that what she's saying is coming from a very well-rounded perspective. She doesn't completely like knock down conspiracy theories, because sometimes there is some truth to them, but she doesn't completely feed into them either. It's like, well, it's possible. Or, well, if we think about it like this, if we apply this principle and this principle, this is how this could be a thing. So she uses very logical ways of explaining and understanding other thought processes around religion and spirituality. It's very normal, I'll say. And so, but most of the world isn't doing that. They grab at whatever they see, and then they hold on to it, and they regurgitate things that they haven't actually researched. I don't know how many times I've seen like a completely fake story just repeated and repeated and repeated and reshared and reshared and reshared. And then it takes years for people to realize that was never true, and that never actually happened. But because people kept sharing it and repeating it without actually looking into it, it's become, there will people who will die on a hill that they should have never climbed. That's all. That's all. Rose quartz in the raw is interesting work to say the least. I mean, listen, Auntie. This is my auntie, y'all. Um, it could go there because it's a heart chakra type of stone, but to me that just means it's going to amplify it a little bit too much. Like, I wouldn't want to have rose quartz. It's a heart chakra. I wouldn't, unless I'm doing some healing work and I'm being very specific, yes, but I wouldn't just keep it there, because then my heart chakra is going to be going like this, and y'all know I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that heart chakra to be overactive. Like, it doesn't. No, 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 ma'am, no, ma'am. It doesn't work for them, and they bound mouth traditions that have been proven for eons. Bad mouth, yes, that's supposed to say bad mouth. Got it. But you tried to come in the back door, so no, 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 it didn't work. Yeah, exactly. She's definitely going through something. Her energy is ashy and dry, and that's why it's coming off so abrasive. Yeah, and like, she's typically loud, but like that was like ear piercingly loud. And I don't know, maybe it's my room. My room might be echoing a little bit because I cleaned yesterday. So the space is preparing for New Year's. Since we're talking about energy and crystals and things, before we even get into anything else, before I say anything else, it's about to be New Year's. Y'all clean y'all's house today and tomorrow. Clean your house today and tomorrow. Have that shit clean. Do all your laundry, take out the trash, all the things. Do all that before New Year's Eve. Okay, so that you're not doing a bunch on New Year's Eve. You can still cook on New Year's Eve and do whatever, but like, don't tidy up. Make your bed if you're used to making your bed. Wipe your counter because you got toothpaste on it. Do that, but like, don't do any heavy cleaning the last day of the year, and don't be throwing out stuff. Anyway, yeah, like that video, like, I kept going like this while I was playing it because like it was really affecting my ears. Like, I didn't, and what she was saying was so crazy too, so I was already wincing, but like, golly. Like I said, I actually follow her, and I enjoy a good portion of her content. Even the podcast that she was on with her former friends. I haven't watched the new one at all, but I really did, like, I enjoy some of her content, but whatever this is, my spirit shan't allow it. My spirit shan't. And like I said, I saw this video a couple of days ago, and I was like, I'm gonna have to talk about this. And I was really trying not to, but I don't know. I woke up today like, no, we can't let this slide. We can, in the spiritual community, we have to speak out against craziness. Okay, we have to speak out against the willful ignorance of others. Like I said, you ain't got to bash the person. You ain't got to, psychoanalyze and say that it's because their mama beat them or whatever. You ain't got to do all that. But we do have to start, like, see something, say something, so that we can try to stop all this spread of misinformation that is going around. Yes, because I'm a responsible practitioner. I try real hard to be, and I at least try to educate, people in my circle. If somebody asks me something, I'm like, no. Like I said, me and my boyfriend, we watch some of these videos, and I'm like, wait, pause. We got to talk about this. I need to explain something to you before we watch any more of this. Because he's not, super spiritual, religious, or anything like that. And he's not, in the circles that I'm in. He doesn't have the experience that I have with some of these other things, nor does he have the research ability that I do in certain other things. He hasn't taken the time to really look into some of these things before they get all crazy on these apps. Okay, with all these weird commentators and things like that. So I really do try to, like, nip some stuff in the bud early if I can. It's like that video. Let me tell you something. Listen. I really be like, hold on, wait, pause, because it gets crazy. And as practitioners, I couldn't dare call myself a priestess if I didn't literally priestess to the people that are in my immediate vicinity. So, like, with my kids, we talk about crazy stuff all the time. With him, when I see something, I'm like, wait, let's have a conversation. And the people around me, whenever they ask questions or when the situation arises, I have to say something, because we can't just be letting people dog us like this. Like, And we can't let the willful ignorance continue. And sometimes it's just plain stupid. Okay, it is sometimes. And you can respectfully disagree. You don't have to have a whole argument. You don't have to go to throwing bows and stuff. You don't have to. Nobody has to catch hands over it. You don't have to end relationships over it if you know how to talk respectfully. But we gotta start being better in the community about saying something when we see weird stuff. Does anybody have anything else before we end this? I really appreciate y'all for joining me and for talking in these comments. This was longer than I thought it was going to be, and I only had a small section of notes, so this was fun. I haven't done lives in a while, so I probably got to get back to this, but with more notes. But we did a little bit of teaching earlier, right? We did about a little bit of teaching about retrogrades and crystal methods and birth charts and rising signs. Oh, it's a fun thing. I don't see no more comments, y'all, so thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to send a love donation, there is my thing at the bottom scrolling. I love them all, whether it's $1, $10, $100, I don't care. I like them all. I'm appreciative and grateful. Make sure that you share this video because this will immediately be available to rewatch. So share it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. I meant to put all those little things on the thing, but we got so into the conversation, I didn't put all the little fun little things. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all so much for joining me. Oops, sorry. Timing is always divine. That's right, Renee. We love it. Thank you, Priestess, for taking. I know you be busy, so the fact that you was able to stay on this live, I appreciate you for taking the time because I know you be busy, baby. And thank you, Priestess Egg Bay, Reiki Master, Therapist. You got so many things going on. I'm working on some certifications too, so I can have all them letters behind my name, child. But thank y'all for joining me. Thank you, Ia. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for coming in and talking to us real quick and adding a little bit of sprinkle. Thank you, Auntie April. I love you. I miss your face. Hug Mikey and everybody else for me over on the West Coast. Love y'all so much. I've been one of the most. I need to stay at school. Listen. I'm in 2 programs right now. I had to go buy a printer so I could print my material, child. I understand. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all so much. Love you. And remember to keep your head so high you don't even see the haters.